Today, we are going to listen to the President Donald Trump phone call to Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, in which he allegedly pressures the Secretary of State in order to get him to recalculate the vote or to find 12,000 votes for him so that he can win the state of Georgia. Now, the media has reacted to this in a huge way. It's been a big story. It sort of caught fire. People will probably be over it tomorrow. Regardless, let's see. The Drudge Report said Trump caught on tape trying to rig results. Leonard Bernstein, who was instrumental in disclosing the Watergate story for Richard Nixon, says he's the Watergate journalist that broke open that story. He says Trump tape far worse than Watergate. And CNN reports that some officials are calling for a criminal investigation. We are going to take a listen to some select clips of that phone call. It's not the whole thing. The phone call was an hour long. We are going to listen to some select clips of it, and let's see if the characterizations by these new news organizations are correct. I'll give you my opinion, and then maybe we can come to some sort of reasoned analysis of what this phone call really was or what it means. Thank you for tuning in to Joe Pometto, Joe the Lawyer. If you like my content, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. This channel will always remain free. A majority of people that watch are not subscribed. Go ahead and subscribe for me. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscriptions so that I can monetize the channel. You'll be doing me a huge favor, and all it takes is a little click of your finger. All right, let's listen to the tape, or at least about 4 minutes of the clip of the tape, and then I will give you my opinion. We'll talk about those news headlines.
We have won this election in Georgia based on all of this. And there's nothing wrong with saying that, Brad. You know, I mean, having a correct, the people of Georgia are angry. And these numbers are going to be repeated on Monday night, along with others that we're going to have by that time, which are much more substantial even. And the people of Georgia are angry. The people of the country are angry. And there's nothing wrong with saying that, you know, that you've recalculated.
Well, Mr. President, the challenge that you have is the data you have is wrong.
Now, do you think it's possible that they shredded ballots in Fulton County? Because that's what the rumor is. And also that Dominion took out machines. That Dominion is really moving fast to get rid of their machinery. Do you know anything about that? Because that's illegal.
This is Ryan, Germany. No, Dominion has not moved any machinery out of Fulton County. We're having.
Well, but have they moved? Have they moved the inner parts of the machines and replaced them with other parts?
No.
You sure, Ryan?
I'm sure.
You should want to have an accurate election. And you're a Republican.
We believe that we do have an accurate election.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have. Not even close. You're off by hundreds of thousands of votes. You know what they did, and you're not reporting it. That's a criminal offense. And you can't let that happen. That's a big risk to you and to Ryan, your lawyer. That's a big risk. But they are shredding ballots, in my opinion, based on what I've heard, and they are removing machinery, and they're moving it as fast as they can, both of which are criminal fines, and you can't let it happen, and you are letting it happen. I'm notifying you that you're letting it happen. So, look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state. So tell me, Brad, what are we going to do? We won the election, and it's not fair to take it away from us like this. And it's going to be very costly in many ways. And I think you have to say that you're going to re-examine it, and you can re-examine it, but re-examine it with people that want to find answers, not people that don't want to find answers. For instance, I'm hearing Ryan, and he's probably, I'm sure, a great lawyer and everything, but he's making statements about those ballots that he doesn't know. But he's making them with such, he did make them with surety, but now I think he's less sure, because the answer is they all went to Biden. And that alone wins us the election by a lot. You know, so.
Mr. President, you have people that submit information, and we have our people that submit information, and then it comes before the court, and the court then has to make a determination. We have to stand by our numbers. We believe our numbers are right.
Well, under law, you're not allowed to give faulty election results, okay? You're not allowed to do that, and that's what you've done. This is a faulty election result. And honestly, this should go very fast. You should meet tomorrow, because you have a big election coming up, and because of what you've done to the president, you know, the people of Georgia know that this was a scam. And because of what you've done to the president, a lot of people aren't going out to vote. And a lot of Republicans are going to vote negative because they hate what you did to the president. Okay? They hate it. And they're going to vote. And if you would be respected, really respected, if this thing could be straightened out before the election. You have a big election coming up on Tuesday.
I am sure that in reaction to this tape, we are going to get a whole range of opinions, right? And it probably depends on the news that people are consuming and the facts that are coming in, all right? There's a lot of people out there who say the election was a fair result, so this phone call is totally uncalled for. But there are also people out there who have seen allegations of fraud and or vote miscounting, etc., etc. And so they may think that the conversation between Mr. Trump and Mr. Raffensperger was totally appropriate. All right. So I can understand that. I can see from both sides of the spectrum. But what I'm going to try to do is just analyze the words and what exactly was said here. Okay. It appeared to me that what is going on is President Trump is confronting the Georgia Secretary of State with reports and allegations that he has heard. Now, I'm not saying that those reports and allegations are true or false, okay? But the president may believe them, and he is confronting Mr. Raffensperger. I can not say his name. We're going to call him the Georgia Secretary of State. He's confronting him with these facts, okay? If you believe, oh, these facts are blatantly false, then you say, oh, this phone call is ridiculous. If you believe these facts are true, you think this phone call is completely justified. But the first portion, I thought all President Trump was really doing is confronting this guy with facts, and him and his attorney, Mr. Germany, seemed to handle the questions well and answer in the way that they believe was best based on the information that they had. So you got an actor over here, the president, who has information that may or may not be correct, but it's different from the information that the Georgia authorities have, okay? Now, he does state in there, in the middle, we hear this part where he states it is a criminal offense and it's high risk if they don't properly investigate fraud in the election and or and I don't know all the exact details, but if they don't deal with election fraud in a correct way, that could actually be a crime for the authorities. Now, it appears the media is calling this a threat. Is it a veiled threat? Is it an implied threat? I don't know. Is it a threat under the law? Almost certainly not. Okay, he's bringing up certain facts and an analysis of the situation. Now, can media read into it? Can other people read into it? Can perhaps Mr. Raffensperger read into this? Yeah, that's possible, but it almost certainly is not a threat of any kind under the law. That was my takeaway from it. And then in the latter part of the conversation, he asks for a re-examination of the election. Look, there already was a recount, so why ask for another re-examination? But if all you're asking is for authorities to take another look at the election, there's nothing wrong or illegal about that. I mean, maybe you should tell the guy, maybe you want to say to the guy, look, drop it at this point, but there's nothing illegal about it. So, Drudge says Trump caught on tape trying to rig results. I do think he was advocating very strongly for his position, and he is likely operating from a belief that some of the allegations that he heard was true. So he's asking them to take a second look. And yeah, he's saying, find the votes. Can you find the votes for me somehow? Can you look into this? Can you work a little bit harder? I'm not now, trying to rig the results. This was a public phone call. It's a recorded phone call. So to say that he's trying to rig the results through this phone call, I don't know. I disagree with that. Is this worse than Watergate, like Bernstein said? I disagree with that as well. In Watergate, Richard Nixon ordered a burglary of a secured building. Richard Nixon ordered a burglary. A burglary is a clear-cut crime, okay? Here, Donald Trump is on a phone call that is recorded. It's public. It'll be in archives for the rest of history, okay? The Secretary of State has his attorney on the phone, multiple people on the phone being recorded, both sides, all right? Is this worse than Watergate? Hey, look, can you find me the votes? Yeah, that language sounds a little bit shady, but I wouldn't sit here and say, number one, I don't believe there was a threat. Number two, I don't believe that there's a crime here. And number three, I don't believe this was worse than Watergate. Watergate, Richard Nixon actually ordered a crime. CNN, some officials are calling for a criminal investigation. Okay, maybe that happens. Maybe that doesn't happen. I can pretty much guarantee you that any investigation into this phone call, I didn't listen to the whole phone call, okay, but any investigation into this phone call is not going to lead to any type of criminal charges being brought, all right? Does it look like a pressure ploy from the president? Yes, absolutely. Is it probably improper at this point in the election and based on the facts and allegations that he has? Yeah, it probably is, okay? Maybe even inappropriate. However, it's not illegal. I didn't think it was an attempt to rig. It's an attempt to try to get these guys to look much harder at the election, okay? And to go back in and rerun the election results or look into those allegations that he has. It appears that they're not really going to do it. They feel very confident what happened with the Dominion machines, okay? So likely nothing's even going to come of this phone call. This phone call was a pressure ploy. I don't believe that it was illegal under the law. Is it a phone call that I would have made in a similar position? No. Is it a phone call that I think he should be on the horn making? No, I don't. But I don't think it was a criminal phone call, okay? And it certainly wasn't worse than Watergate. I don't know where this guy is coming from. In Watergate, Richard Nixon ordered a burglary, a clear crime. So inappropriate, unprofessional, and unnecessary. Yes, this was a recorded phone call, though. The media has been all over it. Is it a story? Sure. My prediction, no criminal charges, and I bet this dies as a story within 24 to 48 hours as the news cycle just churns. So I just want to drop a few comments on this from a legal perspective. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Joe Pometto, Joe the lawyer. I try to be unbiased. If you like my content, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. It's a free way to support this show. If you like my channel, go ahead, subscribe, get me to 1,000 subscriptions. Even if you disagree with my opinions, but you're still watching, go ahead and subscribe. Thank you very much.